What's up, guys? I'm Ryan Roberts. Welcome into a Sunday edition of the At Large Bid Bearcats podcast, brought to you by Riverfront U. Today, I'm joined by 6'9", small forward or power forward, whatever you want to call him, Tyler McKinley. Tyler is currently ranked as the 67th best player in the 2024 class and committed to the hometown Cincinnati Bearcats. Tyler, welcome into the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about the recruiting process. I know you've talked to other guys in the media about this, but what was it that ultimately led to your commitment to Cincinnati? Because obviously, you had offers from Big 12, SEC, Big 10, Big East, so you had a lot of different options.
Yeah, I just feel like it was just like the coaching staff. It just like what they say, the movement. I just feel like they were just consistent. They really just showed me like on and off the court they was interested in me as a basketball player and just as a good person in general. It just made me feel like more at home.
You're good friends with Ray Vaughn and Jizzle James. How much did that impact your decision?
It impacted that a lot, especially because Ray from Cincinnati, I'm from Cincinnati, and they both was recruiting me really hard.
Obviously, transitioning to the Big 12 and Cincinnati's now a Jordan school. Did any of that impact your decision?
I think the Big 12 really impacted my decision just because competitive, and if I produce, it could really get me to the next level after college.
So help me out here. Who is Tyler McKinley on and off the court? What are some of the differences in personality?
On the court, I'm just straight for who, straight to business, just like to have fun, but also do what I got to do to win. Versatile forward, can pass, shoot, defend. I just love the game. But off the court, I'm pretty chill, pretty shy, quiet, laid back, play video games, and I just be chilling.
So you had a chance to go out, be a part of that USA basketball tryout experience. What was that experience like, and how did it help develop your game even more?
It was a great experience, and it just was like a dream come true. Opportunity to try for your country, and they really take you to the next level just because you're playing with so many good talent, like talented players, high school and college, and so many talented coaches that gives you knowledge that can take you a long way.
Are there any pro players that you try to model your game off of?
A little bit of everybody. I just take a little bit of
Yeah.
everybody, and I just try to make it into my own, put my little spice to it.
Yeah. So you started your career obviously at Walnut Hills here in Cincinnati.
hmm
What was that transition like, making the decision to head out to Link prep for a year, playing that national schedule?
That decision was really hard, leaving my mom, my family, and my friends. But I think it was really needed. It was a great opportunity to show how the next level really going to be like.
How do you think you grew on and off the court during that experience?
On the court, it really showed me what it really takes to be consistent, get better every day, and just like even if you just wake up and don't feel like doing it, you gotta push through and just it's really most of the game is just really adversity mentally. And off the court, they were the same way. I had to, pretty much grow up and be independent.
You recently made the decision to come back to Cincinnati. You'll be at Winton Woods this coming season. What went into that decision?
It was just my senior year, and I just wanted to play in the city again. Playing for the kids. Just playing for the family and friends.
You had a chance to win a national championship out there at Link. What was that experience like? Playing in the Geico National Tournament and seeing all these other high level guys.
It was a crazy atmosphere, and we was really locked in and dedicated, and it was just a overall great experience, and glad we did what we did.
So talking about that experience, coming back to Winton Woods, like what are you looking forward to most being back in the city?
Just the experience and just experience high school basketball again, and just have a great time, and just perform well in front of the city, and just have fun.
We had some technical difficulties just now. I think we were talking about that experience playing in the Geico National Tournament and ultimately winning a national championship.
It was a great experience. It was just like it felt like March Madness, honestly, because like it's so many high level talented people, and it was like it was just high level basketball every day, watching and playing in it, and it was a great experience. And I'm glad we did what we did and just won it.
So let's talk a little bit about recruiting here. Obviously, you're committed to Cincinnati now. Have you had your recruiting hat on and tried to start bringing in other high-level players with you to Cincinnati?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you've been at the first two football games at Nippert, the Eastern Kentucky game, and then last night's Miami game. Just what's your overall take on the football team this year and the atmosphere? Nip at night and the student and fan show out.
The football team is really good, even though I don't really watch football like that. But I think they're pretty good, and they have a lot of potential. And the atmosphere is always gonna be the same atmosphere. Just great, great energy. Fans always into the game. And, everybody is there having a great time.
Did any of that play into your decision to commit to Cincinnati, knowing the type of fan support the basketball program gets?
Yeah, because I just know every day I'm on Twitter, I was getting a new comment every day, and I just feel like the fans are always involved.
So being back in the city, how much does it help? Being able to be around the program and players with your development.
I feel like that's really good on the court because I can work out here in Cincinnati, and it's really good off the court to build a connection more with the coaching staff and the players. So next year I could just handle business.
What are you looking forward to most with getting to Cincinnati next season?
Just getting better physically, put on more muscle and just keep continuing to build on my skill set.
Lastly, what are some of your personal goals heading into your senior season? And have you thought about a major yet? Because obviously, student's the first part of that student athlete.
Going to my senior season, have good grades, and try to bring that state championship back to Cincinnati.
Well, Tyler, we definitely appreciate you coming on with us this morning, taking time out of your Sunday, and I'm sure I'll see you. Are you going to be at the Oklahoma game this coming week?
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, I assume you'll be at every home football game.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, Tyler. Well, I'll catch up with you at the Oklahoma game, and definitely appreciate you coming on with us today.
Yes, sir. Yep, I'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Good luck your senior season. I'm now joined by 2025 Taft defensive lineman Drayden Pavey. Drayden is currently rated as an 86 by 247 Sports, the number 30 player in the state of Ohio. Drayden's getting interest early on from Kentucky, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Purdue, among others. Drayden, welcome into the show.
What's up?
So first thing I got to ask you, man, is you're listed at 6'3", 305, 6'3" you're every bit of, but are you really 305?
No, I was, when we were in camp season, I was around 295, 300, but whenever they weighed me at 305, I think it was at a camp, and that's what they just put on like all of my stuff. But I wasn't used to my weight in at 288, so.
Okay. Is that a weight you're comfortable playing at, or is there a weight that coaches want you at the next level?
Yeah, all the coaches that I've talked to have wanted me at the same weight that I'm at now, so.
Yeah. So what's this recruiting process been like so far for you? You hit the camp circuit throughout the summer, and now you're into your junior season. You're getting all this interest. What's it been like for you?
It's definitely been exciting. A lot of emotion and other things have ran through. It's definitely one of the things I look forward to.
Yeah. So you enjoy the recruiting process then?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like the attention and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I get it, man. You were on UC's campus Saturday night for the battle for the victory bell against Miami. Just what was your thoughts on the overall atmosphere?
The atmosphere was crazy. It was definitely, the student section was probably the best thing about it.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the game? Obviously, Cincinnati took a tough L, but any thoughts on the game?
It was tough. I mean, after that first play, it was definitely a tough game for them.
Yeah.
It was a good game though.
Yeah, man. It just came down to a couple plays. Couldn't convert in the red zone. So Coach Stewart is your lead recruiter. What's that relationship like with him?
We have a great relationship. We talk on a daily basis. We text, call. He calls me after my games, texts me before, tells me good luck. He definitely shows a lot of support.
Is there any extra meaning to you knowing that, Coach Stewart played at Cincinnati? He understands, the blood, sweat, and tears that go into that program?
Oh yeah, he definitely. I mean, he understands how the program works. He's been involved with the program for like a long time, so it definitely gives a little bit of help knowing the backstory of UC and how everything played out for him.
Right. Yeah. So looking at Coach Brian Brown, obviously they transitioned to a little bit different scheme this year. One constant theme that I've heard from current players is just the freedom that the defensive line has within Brian Brown's scheme. Did you notice that when watching the game last night, and how has Coach Stewart told you would fit into that scheme?
Coach Stewart basically told me I'd be doing the same thing that Dante is doing. We were talking a day before a camp, and we were like watching film and everything, and they had him lined up at like middle linebacker covering, like just covering, and like that's definitely something I'm interested in. So
yeah. Are there any NFL? I know you're not much of an NFL guy, but are there any guys at the next level that you kind of try to model your game after?
Chris Jones, my power, definitely Aaron Donald. There's a couple people I look up to.
Yeah. So who is Drayden Pavey on and off the field? How would you describe yourself as a player and as a person?
On the field, I can get into my head a little bit. I talk a lot of mess on the field.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like nobody can stop me on the field. Technically, like there's nobody that can block me. Off the field, I'd say I'm a great student. I'm a chill person. I don't really talk much. That's what it is. My life's surrounded by football. That's all I do for real.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were originally over here in Northern Kentucky at Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
What was that transition like going from Cooper to Taft with, the competition obviously ramping up a little bit?
It was a big change. The competition and like the love for football at Cooper it's not really at the same level that Taft is. Taft is a sport surrounded school. Like everybody there knows what's going on in the sports life. It's definitely different.
So Cincinnati has a commit that's a teammate of yours, Quentin Price. Has he been in your ear at all about your recruitment and coming to UC?
Yeah, we talk. There's a lot of people on the field or like on our team that are committed. Kwani's committed. He talks a lot about West V. Quentin talks about UC every day. Talks about me getting up there a lot more. So he's definitely in my ear about it.
So speaking of West Virginia, I got to ask, man, you were originally scheduled to visit West Virginia this past weekend, but you canceled that and ended up visiting Cincinnati instead. What went into that decision?
Just a lot of planning. It was more convenient for the drive, obviously. Me and my dad sat down and talked about it. He just said, we sat down and basically said that UC is like, it's closer and they're showing more love right now. So that's just what it is. Like, if you show them more love, I'm a pop out to wherever.
So one of the common themes that I've heard with this staff is just the genuine relationships that they're building with commits and recruits. Have you noticed that with the rest of the staff outside of Coach Stu?
Oh, yeah. They all show a tremendous amount of love. All of them sit down, they talk to you, have genuine conversations with you. So they're definitely looking to build relationships with everybody that they're recruiting.
Right. Yeah. So being a junior, you're obviously getting ready to take junior days at some point this upcoming year. Do you have any other visits scheduled throughout your junior season?
I know we'll probably go up to Louisville, Kentucky, an Illinois game. We'll definitely head up to a West V game. And there's a couple others me and my dad haven't decided on yet.
So let's talk a little bit about the teams that are looking at you the most right now. We'll just we'll list each team and kind of give your thoughts on each team. So obviously we hit on Cincinnati and what you like about them. What about Purdue? What is it about Purdue that stands out to you?
They have great coaches, at least like the ones that I talk to. I talk to a lot of coaches from there. They text me pretty much daily asking if I can come up there. They have great facilities. The culture of Purdue is crazy. The atmosphere, like within the games, from like what I've heard, is crazy. It's a great place.
So what about Pittsburgh? That's another school that's kind of after you hard.
Pittsburgh, I don't really talk to them as much, but they come and go. Like they text me probably like 3 times a week, so it's not as consistent as Purdue and UC is. But my teammate that plays there, he said it's great. He loves the coaches, the atmosphere. He said the facilities and everything around it is crazy. I haven't taken a visit up there yet, so I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll definitely go see.
What about West Virginia?
West Virginia is crazy. West Virginia, the love they show is crazy. We went up there for an unofficial visit with Kwani, and I was a guest. They offered me on the spot as soon as they see me. Obviously, like they had watched a little bit of film, but I had walked in. They automatically started talking to me. So they showed love like automatically, which I really like appreciate coming from a junior. Like I wouldn't expect to get that offer so soon. And it was one of my first, it was like within my first 5 offers too.
So lastly, Kentucky hasn't offered yet, but they're another school that you mentioned you plan on visiting. What's that relationship like with them?
We went up there for a visit. I've seen all of the facility. I watched the practice. The energy was crazy. We talked to a couple of coaches. They're real cool. They definitely show a lot of love. It's a great place. I definitely look forward to visiting up there again.
So when looking at the list of schools that are recruiting you, Cincinnati was the first to offer you among those group of schools. Does that have any extra meaning to you being like the hometown school?
It definitely shows that they care, that they want to be out there first just so they can build a better relationship with me than anybody else can. It definitely shows that like they want me to be there.
Do you have a timeline as far as like when you'd like to make a decision and what you want to do next summer as far as, camp circuit and visits?
I think like me and my dad still have to sit down and talk about that because me and him handle all like the recruiting and all
Right.
that. We were thinking like at like mid off season of my going into my senior year when I'll make that commitment. Probably after camp season. So yeah.
So I know your dad a little bit. We played football together in high school, grew up together. Has Dad told you stories about like Pike to Benz and all of the UC stuff from when he was growing up and at the same age as you?
Yeah, he's like UC since he was like little. He talks about him every day.
Yeah. Well, Drayden, I appreciate you coming on with us, man. We're definitely looking forward to getting to know you better and covering the rest of your season. Speaking of, how's your junior season going so far? How are you guys doing on the field?
Well, we've had a couple injuries, just like minor injuries. Elias might be out for the season, so that might be a little bit of a setback. But other than that, we're doing pretty well. We had a tough game week 3, I think it was. Yeah, week 3. They were just a real good team. We didn't come together as a team and like fight adversity well enough.
So I got to ask one last question. Seeing you last night as we're talking, there's a bunch of different guys coming up to you, dapping you up and everything. Do you kind of embrace that leadership role and people looking up to you?
Yeah, I definitely do. They definitely like when I'm sitting there and somebody just walks up to me. I definitely appreciate that because it's obvious they know who I am. Like they know what's going on. So.
Well, good luck the rest of the season, man. Like I said, we definitely appreciate you coming on, and I'm sure I'll see you at a game or around some other time soon. So we'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. This has been Drayden Pavey and Ryan Roberts with the At Large Bid Bearcats podcast.